Today I wanted to play the Shibuya Scramble demo. I noticed that it was a FMV, but this time it was like a Japanese one, and I'm kind of in love with FMV, so let's see what this is about. I think um, there's like some type of mystery, like someone was kidnapped, and there's a bunch of wacky, yes, okay. There's a bunch of wacky various characters, so um, I can't wait to see how this goes. I'm loving this opening. This is amazing. The world doesn't change so easy. This is being fun. Okay. Oh, this guy's having a bad time, huh? Your last text message is I've been deceived? Really? Oh. Well. Shibuya's story is yours to tell. Oh my gosh. As you play through the game, the various mechanics will be explained. In 428, you follow the stories of multiple protagonists at once. Your decisions impact their experiences as you read the story. What does the day hold in store? Their fate is in your hands. Hopefully, you can see them all through to the— oh, so they can die? To start, you have two characters, Shinya Kano and Achi Endo. Let's begin by checking out Kano's story. Okay. So, Kano looks like he can be just a salary guy. Okay, just 2 more minutes to go. Shinya Kano knows at the time again with his watch scowling at the slow creep of the second hand. The time was 9:58 a.m. Furrows of consternation creased his forehead. He wasn't nervous, but he knew better than to expect everything to go smoothly. Keeping a level head was proving rather difficult. There was no room for failure. Lives were on the line here. He eyed his surroundings. Was the perp really going to show up? Oh, so we're a cop right now. Or a detective, or whatever. When? Where would he be coming from? How would he make his approach? The Shibuya Scramble was as packed as ever. A throng of people crossing this way and that, blissfully unaware of the dozens of detectives hidden in its midst. Oh, okay. Alright, another minute and a half. Kano glanced down at his watch yet again. A mere 30 seconds had passed. Getting a little antsy, aren't you? Detective Kano had been with the enforcement arm of Shibuya's criminal affairs section for a year now, but he'd never been part of an operation this big before. He eyed the young woman standing beside a statue up ahead. She was small enough to get lost in the crowd, and she carried a nondescript attaché case. Hitomi Osawa, age 19. The case was in her hand, contained a full 50 million yen in cash. Yesterday, her twin sister Maria had been kidnapped. This is the ransom payment. The culprit had called Hitomi last night at home, referring to her by name and telling her to wait by the statue of Hachiko in Shibuya. It was almost time, but nothing. Kano was staring fixedly at the second hand on his watch when a homeless man sitting on the sidewalk murmured just loud enough to hear. Come on, Kano, quit looking at your watch so much. What if the kidnapper sees you? Kano tried to look nonchalant as he lifted his eyes, but the scruffy character continued. You're too nervous. Just relax, Art. You're the one acting suspicious, Sasayama. Kano frowned. Why would some homeless guy be talking to me? Yuji Sasayama was a senior officer of the Shibuya Precinct's Criminal Affairs Division, 5 years older than Kano. Some words and phrases in the text appear in blue. These are called tips. Press square to underline a tip and then press X. This will let you read some extra info relating to that word or phrase. There are tips containing general knowledge and ones that are 428 specific. These are marked with a magnifying glass and a 428 respectively. Official name, Shibuya Central Precinct, responsible for the safety of approximately 200,000 people in 32 neighborhoods, including Uehara. Okay, all those places. Oh, so, okay. Okay, he always went a little overboard with the disguises. But it was all part of the job, but word around the station was they just like playing dress up. Hey pal, spare some change. Sasayama lurched to his feet and shuffled in close to Kano. Hey, knock that off. Fittingly for the part, Sasayama reeked pretty badly. Well, ain't so suspicious now, huh? He clung to Kano with mock camaraderie despite the young man's attempt to pull away. Come on, Sasayama, cut it out. Sasayama's blithe confidence rattled Kano's nerves. Of course, there's good reason for all that confidence. This was Kano and Sasayama's jurisdiction, but they were positioned a good distance from where the handoffs take place. And jurisdiction. Okay. So basically this is like an FMV flash visual novel. The statue of Hachiko is surrounded by 2 or more tips to appear. Press square repeatedly to change which words are highlighted with tip. Okay. So return to reading the story. We want an HQ special investigate. Bronze statue of a dog, wrecked in 1934, famous for loyally waiting for his absent master. Okay. Metropolitan Police Department. Kano and his partner are just there to provide backup. The content network to the fleet. Look, just try to relax. We'll be fine. Sasayama gave him a wink. A moment later, the radio squawked in Kano's ear. Alright everyone, it's time. Keep your eyes open. The voice coming in through the earpiece is Koji Kuze, HQ's Operation Director. Responsible for directing the investigation in the event of a serious crime. Okay. Till last year, he had been the Shibuya precinct's head detective and Kano's supervisor. We don't know when the perp is going to make contact, so let your guard down. Kuze's low, gravelly voice echoed in Kano's ear. You don't sound too worried, Kuze. Kano winced at Sasayama's words. How could the man be so nonchalant? The appointed time had come and gone. Something should be happening. Whap! Kano smacked himself in the thighs to release a little tension. That sound was louder than he intended. Though the suit had hid his muscular physique, it did little to dampen the noise. Okay, he needed to stay focused. He might be called to action at any moment. The department handled abduction cases according to a certain standard investigation procedure. Was it an attempt to extort money, or was the motive something personal? The answer to that question determined how they deal with the criminal. And based on the investigation team's initial findings this time around, they probably weren't dealing with a professional kidnapper. Still, in all likelihood, it was someone with quite a long rap sheet. Probably someone who knew the family, but so far they had few leads on who might bear such a grudge. With the situation so unclear, the plan was to apprehend whoever came to make the handoff on site. If the culprit ran with the money, there would be no guarantee of the hostage's well-being. Still nothing, Sasayama muttered. There he is. He's here. Kuze broke in, his voice spiking into an excited chirp. Particular vocal quirk. Whenever he gets overly flustered, excited, or panicked, he slips into a childish register, prone to babbling and pitching. That's weird. Subject is a young male in his 20s, wearing a bandana and an orange hoodie. Kuze, normally calm and stoic, was now squawking like an excited child. The only thing when he got particularly worked up, that only happened when he got particularly worked up, Kano and Sasayama steeled themselves. They could see the suspect now. 20-something male nonchalantly approached and he told me to talk to her. Alright people, be ready to grab the guy. Kuze was stationed in a mobile command center not far from the intersection, keeping tabs on the situation via video surveillance from the camera team. The young man started speaking enthusiastically to Hitomi. The detectives watched uncertain. Was this really the kidnapper? That's gotta be him, Kano took steps. You'll encounter selections like these during the story. Will change the lives of other people, changing my story. Oh, okay. The current choice will not impact you or any of the other protagonists. Okay. I don't think it's really him. Let's get a better look. The situation still isn't entirely clear. You need to get a better look at things. The newcomer had a bundle of letter-sized paper, which he showed up to Hitomi as he went on talking. He tried to hand her one of the papers, but she pointedly ignored him. Undeterred, the man kept trying to force it off on her. Hitomi refused to respond, becoming as motionless as a statue of Hachiko behind her. Until finally the man gave up and walked away. Guess it wasn't him. Kano felt the tension of the moment linger in his spine. Guy must have been hitting on her, Sasayama muttered. Why is this underlying? Succeeding at meeting someone on the fly like this takes a special knack. Looks are also important. Sometimes, of course, the person is trying to get your attention out of nowhere is just trying to make a sales pitch for a product or nearby establishment. At first glance, it isn't always easy to tell the difference. Well, but really, why was that highlighted? Like, why did they have to define that? I mean, she is pretty cute and all. He had a point. Though, of course, something in Sasayama's voice made Kano break something out. She's got nothing on my Mii-chan. Mii-chan was Sasayama's wife. They got married just last month. Oh my god. Let me tell you, Kano. Gotta hurry up and give it a try for yourself. This was Sasayama's favorite topic lately, and Kano was getting more and more fed up with it. Sasayama, come on, just knock it off, okay? The phrase had become a common refrain of his since the department partnered them. Fine, let's talk about your girlfriend then. Eh? Now? You can't be serious. Sasayama leaned in close again. What's she like? You're not having this conversation, Kano muttered, looking away. Oh, come on. Sasayama set his hand on Kano's chest, still playing the homeless troublemaker. Show me your phone. Let me see your lock screen. Eh? Sasayama paused for the phone. You got a picture of a girl on your lock screen, yeah? I do not. But he did. It was scary how on the mark Sasayama's instincts were. Hey, cut it out. We're in the middle of an investigation. I am investigating, Sasayama chuckled as he plucked the phone from Kano's pocket. His face scrunched up with astonishment as he looked at the lock screen. The heck is this? It's not. Ain't this Masami Nagahama? Oh boy. National star. Tends to play the heroine on national morning soap operas or in national historical drama. Her songs have been a series of national hits, and she's slated to host the year-end national singing competition. Everything about her is national. Yeah, you said national like 7 times in this paragraph. Alright. Kano realized he had to bite the bullet. No, that's my girlfriend. Her name's Rumi, and she's... Sasayama cut him off. You're telling me this ain't Masami Nagahama, the famous actress, because this right here is Masami Nagahama. I like this guy. Like I said, you sly old dog trying to make like your dame Masami Nagahama. I'm not. I mean, I guess Rumi does kind of look like her. Sasayama let out. For real? You really think I'm gonna fall for that? There's nothing to fall for. I swear. Sasayama scowled, unconvinced. All right, then why don't you marry her? Kano stammered, but he had no answer. The truth was, he would have happily married already, but there was obstacles that needed to be overcome. Okay, playtime's over. Let's focus on the shot. Sasayama handed Kano's phone and turned his gaze back to Hitomi. Kano let out a quick, uneasy sigh, but his shoulders did feel looser. Maybe Sasayama had been trying to relieve a bit of the tension. Maybe he should be grateful. By now, several minutes had passed since the guy with the papers had gone away. He peered at Hitomi. The strain on her face was visible. In addition to the weight of the case itself of 5,000, 10,000 yen bills, it held weight close to 6 kilos. Her slender arms must have been getting tired. Still, she refused to set the case down. She wasn't taking any chances with her sister's life. The kidnapping case had begun the day before at around 7 p.m. This is MPD dispatch. The Shibuya precinct is reporting a missing person believed to be an abduction. Why did they define in Japanese law the act of indirectly luring or deceiving someone to the control of a third party is known as kidnapping? Using forcible threats or violence to achieve the same result is known as abduction. Okay, see, why do you need to define that? Subject is Maria Osawa, a 19-year-old student at the Midoriyama Academy, last seen at the LL Diner near campus. A man was allegedly seen forcing her into a car nearby. All officers in the vicinity report to the scene at once. Kano and Sasayama had been working a burglary case in Jingumai's 5th district when they got the call. The two arrived at the LL Diner at 7:15 p.m. At roughly the same time, several other officers showed up to secure the area, blocking off entry to nearby roadways and monitoring the surrounding establishments. Outside the restaurant, Kano and Sasayama were met by the girl who reported the kidnapping. It was the victim's twin sister, he told me. Could you tell us about when Maria was taken, starting from the very beginning? Kano said, keeping his voice low. My sister and I, we were supposed to go to a party together today. He told me he was trembling, her voice hoarse. But I messed up the time. I showed up right at 7, an hour later than I was supposed to. So Maria had gone alone to the party and mixed her for locals and exchange students. He told me, arriving late, I showed up just in time to glance through the restaurant window to see her sister getting shoved into a car. She described the vehicle as a blue station wagon of Japanese made. Why would something like this happen to her? He told me he held back her tears, but she was shaking all over. Did you get a good look at the kidnapper? Yes, it was a man, middle-aged. There is another eyewitness, Leland Palmer. Oh, he identified himself as a lecturer and he told me at Maria's school. I saw too. It's like he told me he says. I heard he told me Kaya, so I went to the window to look, and his Japanese was halting as if he hadn't been in the country very long. And I think that maybe the kidnapper was working alone. Leland explained that he'd seen the men shove Maria into the backseat, then climb her into the driver's seat. If he had an accomplice when they had been driving. Neither, he told me, nor Leland had gotten a good look at the suspect's face. Kano was interviewing others who had been on the scene, looking for other potential witnesses when his phone rang. It was Yoshio Kajiwara, one of the senior detectives. You set up a task force for the investigation. Get back to the station once you have handled the situation there. Barely half an hour had passed between the time the kidnapping was reported and the time the task force began operation. 150 people working on a case. Additionally, other detectives, riot squad, investigators from neighboring precincts. Okay. When Kano and Sasayama got back to the precinct station, Kuze had already arrived from HQ. He informed them that a response team had been formed to investigate the victim's home. He felt a peculiar tension in the air. Unfamiliar MPD detectives scurried to and fro around the Shibuya offices. He pulled one of them aside to get a quick update. An hour had now passed since the kidnapping. There had been one new development. The perpetrator had made a threatening call to the victim's home. He said the following. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. by Hachiko in Shibuya. Have the sister who told me bring 50 million yen. If not, the girl's life is forfeit. Charming. Alright. Kajiwara from the precinct was put on the response team along with detectives from elsewhere who received special training in abduction cases. Normally, a local precinct detective wouldn't have gone undercover in the victim's home. Kuze, however, had decided that having a knowledgeable local was crucial and had sent Kajiwara along. Detectives disguised themselves as delivery people and movers to make their way inside without arousing suspicion, arriving there at 8:30. The response team had come prepared to run a trace of the kidnapped contact with the family a second time. Active pinpointing the source of an incoming phone call. Are not allowed to do this independently without oversight. Must go through a formalized process. It can be practically instantaneous. Okay. But there were no further calls. Kano checked his watch again. 20 minutes had now passed since the time designated for the ransom handoff. The kidnapper had yet to appear. Crap, you think we might have spooked him? He wondered aloud. Hey, stay calm. Sasayama scanned the passing throng. He's just playing with us. Why did this guy even pick this place? Kano voiced the question he'd been asking himself since he heard the kidnapper's demand. Sasayama shrugged, figuring he must want to blend in with the crowd and add the money to disappear before anyone knows he's there, would be my guess. In that case, why not pick Shinjuku or Ginza? The big crowd didn't just benefit the kidnapper after all. It also allowed the police to use the sea of people to conceal their own operation. Right now, there were 50 detectives stationed within a 50-meter radius of where Hitomi stood. The kidnapper was taking a major risk if his plan was to nab the ransom money and run. That's what bothered Kano. Any criminal with half a brain would know better than to do a handoff in front of Hachiko. You're overthinking things, pal. Sasayama grumbled. No, I'm not. Kano reached into his pocket and pulled out his notepad. His handy-dandy notebook. This was Kano's diary, which he always kept close at hand. Sasayama that thing again? Kano ignored him, flipping through the notepad pages. Aha! Here it is. He writes super big. Dictum number 89. The more irrelevant something seems, the more relevant it's found to be. There's a favorite samurai, Kyuzo Tateno, an assistant inspector from the Shibuya precinct. Tateno was the kind of detective Kano aspired to be. For the current operation, he'd been placed in charge of Hitomi's personal safety. He was in position to defend her as soon as the ransom had been handed off. Of course, Hitomi hadn't been informed of how much protection she was under. There was a risk that if she had acted too secure, I might alert the kidnapper. I think Tateno has the right idea. Sasayama snorted quietly. Maybe, I mean, he's a great detective. Don't get me wrong. But do you know how many irrelevant things there are to consider? Again, Kano ignored him. It didn't matter if nobody else understood. Kano had faith in Tateno, as both a detective and as an individual. He had first witnessed Tateno's brilliance during a standoff at a financial company 3 years earlier. A man had shut himself in an office, splashing gasoline everywhere and threatening to set the place ablaze. While the others hesitated, Tateno unflinchingly doused himself with the gasoline and strode into the building, where he managed to talk the man down and secure the scene. The others had been awestruck by Tateno's actions, and Kano, who at the time had been content to be a run-of-the-mill policeman, had found it quite inspiring. Still, you know, Sasayama murmured under his breath. As great a detective as Tateno is, it's not like anyone else in the world has ever heard of him. Suppose not, Kano said. So? The only time anyone ever hears a cop's name is if he's caught up in some scandal or killed in the line of duty. I mean, it doesn't really seem fair, does it? Kano just shrugged. It was a strange definition of unfair, really. I mean, you've got celebrity chefs and celebrity hairdressers and stuff, so how come no celebrity gumshoes, you know? Look, please, can you just focus on what we're doing here? Kano rubbed his eyes and turned his attention back to Hitomi. What's the matter? Didn't sleep? Not enough, I guess. Did you eat? Didn't have time. Between bringing in supplies for the base of operations, freighting the team's vehicles, usually set up a large room at the precinct, such an auditorium, assemble there, communications equipment, investigation resources are brought in. The flow of information is tightly controlled. Photocopying hundreds of documents and various other tasks. Kano had barely slept the previous night and hadn't gotten a meal in either. What have you been doing? Sasayama puffed out his chest. Saving up energy for today. So you were sleeping. Kano gave a wry chuckle at his partner's lack of shame. There he is! Kuze's voice chirped suddenly through Kano's earpiece. Man in his 20s wearing a sleeveless red jacket. He's carrying a garbage bag. Young man emerged from the crowd about 15 feet from Hitomi. He strode toward her, sinister looking. He didn't match Hitomi's description, but Kano felt a jolt of nerves all the same. Maybe the kidnapper had hired some young street punk to snatch the ransom payment. That our guy? What do you think, Kano? Sasayama. Yeah, I think he's gotta be. This was it. Kano swallowed the lump in his throat. He bent his knees, ready to act fast. Blood rushed to his leg, muscles vanishing the stiffness that had begun to take hold. Could this be the culprit? Or perhaps... The young man tried to snatch the briefcase from her, but she clung to it with desperate strength. It was him. Detectives rushed in. Whoa, hey, what the hell? The young man cried out with frank glee and tried to dart away, but the police officers closed in, forcing him bodily to the ground. Target secure. Oh geez, I think we've got another suspect on the scene. He's taking the ransom. Kuze's hysterics made Kano spin around. Sure enough, a foreign-looking man was sprinting away, case in hand. Mob detectives scrambled to pursue. Before Kano could react, most of them had run off, leaving him to look after the original suspect. He was a decoy, and we fell for it. What should I do with this guy, sir? Might have some connection to the kidnapper. Should I bring him in? Huh? Oh sure, that'd be swell. I'm on it. With the help of one of the remaining detectives, Kano brought the suspect back to the Shibuya precinct. Look how many times we have to go through this. Cut the crap. In the interrogation room, the young man, who gave his name to Achi Endo, steadfastly insisted on his innocence. Why'd you try to steal the case? Kano watched Achi's face intently. Like I said, it looked heavy, so I was just trying to help her out. It wasn't inconceivable that a young guy would want to help a pretty girl. But he told me he had been standing there, hardly in desperate need of assistance. She hadn't set the case down. So I figured there had to be something important inside. An entry from Kano's dick diary. Why did they name it that? Shot through his mind. Dick dictum number 25. When the tongue slips, grab it and yank out the truth. Classic advice for questioning. Something important you say, such as, how the heck would I know? Back and forth had been going on for nearly an hour. Kano didn't mind. Chasing down criminals was all well and good, but questioning suspects was another key part of the job. Plenty of off-the-scene work went into cracking a case. Once again, he had Achi explain what he'd been doing starting from the beginning. When Kano finally emerged from the interrogation room for a short break, he learned that there had been some progress on the case at the crime scene. What the police hadn't been able to determine yet, however, was whether or not Maria was safe. Fighting back his anxiety, he consulted his dick diary. Dick dictum number 54. Haste makes waste. Oh, this like he really carries this around? What? He felt his tension subside. Remembering the right maxim always helped. It was like casting a magic spell. Kano returned to confront Achi once more. You were there to act as a distraction, to mess up the investigation, weren't you? Huh? Achi looked a bit dumbfounded. What do you want about? Dick dictum number 55. The truth hungers to be free. You hungry? Got some katsudon if you like. Dish consisting of a bowl of white rice topped with breaded pork cutlet and egg. Several variations of the salt katsudon, where the egg is replaced with Worcestershire sauce, and miso katsudon, where the pork is stewed in miso. Not typically the sort of thing a policeman offers his suspect during their interrogation. This can be seen as baiting with food and is to be avoided. Achi nodded silently. That looks delicious. Achi devoured the bowl of katsudon with gusto. He looked like he hadn't eaten in a while. Alright then, spill it. What's this guy after? Hachi just tried. I don't know, remember? Thick slice of egg and pork between his teeth. How many accomplices do you have? Kano asked. But Hachi just shook his head as he inhaled his food. Resignedly, Kano flipped through his notebook once more. Let's see, number 115. Use the lights to your advantage. As the minutes ticked past, he found himself referring to his notebook again and again, trying a different methods to tease out whatever his suspect might be hiding. The experience began to feel strangely surreal. There were two voices echoing hollowly in the interrogation room. Eventually, Kano looked at the clock and realized that the questioning had been going on for nearly 5 hours. He still hadn't made any headway. What was he supposed to do next? Satana would know, but he sure didn't. Still, he determined to do whatever he could to help the victim and her family. Keep the victim and family safe. Gritting his teeth in frustration, he perused the dick diary like it was scripture. Number 116. The monotonous questioning was clearly tiring Achi out. His eyelids drooped like they were beginning to get heavy. Number 117. Get 'em when they're tired. Connell's eyes gleamed. You're part of some criminal gang, huh? Achi's head slumped forward heavily. Nodding off was basically the same as nodding yes, right? Mr. Kuze, I did it. This doesn't seem like it's gonna go well. The young guy finally got to the handoff site. He finally confessed to the crime. What? What are you talking about? Kuze laughed in disbelief. We're just about to apprehend the mastermind here. Kano clenched his cell phone, dumbstruck. Listen, why don't you, look, just wait there, HQ. No, it can't be. After the kidnapping case wrapped up, Kano tendered his resignation. Guess I'm not cut out to be a detective after all, he thought to himself. He dropped the dick diary on his desk as he left the Shibuya precinct for the last time. bad end. Number 1, Soul on Shibuya. Kano wound up at the bad end. However, this does not mean that the choice you made for Kano was the wrong one. One of the other protagonists, Achi Endo, has an impact on Kano's fate here. You can avoid a bad end by making proper decisions in another character's story. For a detailed hint, check the tip by underlining the bad end title. Press square and then press X. Kano had every reason to suspect Achi Endo, but arresting him turned out to be a mistake. If Achi hadn't approached Hitomi, this wouldn't have happened. Try playing Achi's story up to 10:30 and make a choice that keeps him from going up to her. If you do that, Kano won't even have a chance to arrest him, and things should play out differently. Oh, interesting. So all the characters have an effect on each other and those endings. Well, I'm intrigued. I think I will definitely come back to this. You can now select and play the full